If you're happy and you know, say hit, hit. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to enjoy the classical rivalry full of pride, passion, and history between the Black Stars and the Super Eagles, say hit, hit. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome you to another exciting, amusing, and enlightening edition of Sports Fellas Daily Updates. The much awaited eye candy match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana is about to happen, and I have to extensively talk from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, especially their toughest 11 to face the Black Stars of Ghana tomorrow at the GT Community Stadium, specifically in Brentford, West London. And also I'll be talking about their solid back line, midfield control, forward line capable of pressing and also scoring the Black Stars of Ghana. So just keep it logged on this platform. Felix Agu, a debutant in the Super Eagles of Nigeria team, has finally opened up on his Nigerian heritage. And I'll be talking from the camp of Stars-Musa. He's calling for the maximum support for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So he's calling on every Tom, Dick, and Harry to support the Super Eagles of Nigeria in their participation of the 2025 Unity Cup tournament. Before I proceed with the details of these very stories, if you are new on this platform, please let's all support the platform to grow. What you can do to support the platform is to subscribe to the channel. After that, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Please don't forget to like the video and share to other social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a Ghanaian and I've declared my full support for Nigeria sports. Therefore, I've been given a Nigerian name on this platform. The name given to me on this platform by Nigerians is Solomon Chuku Emeka. Do well to leave your decent comments in the comment box for a special shout out. Let's plunge into the intricacies of the stories. And to start with is the camp of Felix Agu. I've spoken a lot about this young guy who is now part of the Super Eagles of Nigeria team after switching his allegiance from Germany to join Nigeria. He has finally opened up on his international allegiance as in his Nigerian heritage. These are the exact words from Felix Agu. Felix Agu has discussed extensively about his connection with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Nigerian Football Federation, Coach Eric Kusel, and after that he spoke about the love for fufu and egusi, same as jollof with plantain. These are the exact words of Felix Agu after he's very excited to be part of the Super Eagles of Nigeria team. Let's have a look as we proceed with the other exciting updates.
Kedu Odema, Kedu Afagi, Kachifo, Ututu Oma. I like to eat fufu with the egusi soup. I love jollof rice with plantain. So this is like, I try to get it as much as possible. In Bremen, we have like 1-2 shops where you can get it. I'm not a good cook myself, but once my dad prepares some sauces or some soups, then I freeze them, I take them back to my place, and then once in a while I always try to prepare it myself. Yeah, it's been now 1.5 days with all the guys. It's been very good. Like everyone accepted me pretty well. We spent like 1 training session already. And yeah, it's nice being here. I'm happy to be called up, and I'm enjoying my time. I had the first contact with the federation. I right away wanted to speak to the coach, and I had good talks with the coaching staff. And yeah, then once we had the call, it was a pretty easy decision for me to come here because yeah, it's a good way also to connect, also with my Nigerian side, with my roots. So it was a pretty easy decision.
Veteran Nigerian footballer Stars-Musa has returned to the team and is very happy returning to the Super Eagles of Nigeria team and is calling on every Tom, Dick, and Harry to support the Super Eagles of Nigeria in their 2025 Unity Cup tournament as they are going in against the Black Stars of Ghana. Exact words from Stars-Musa.
Yeah, for me, I'm always happy whenever I get a call up. So for me, I'm very happy to be back. For me, it has been a long time, but I don't think there's any difference. So we just wait and see the day of the game to see what is going to happen. As you can see, a lot of home-based team boys in the team. As you can see, like the coach, I think he watched a lot of game of the Nigeria League. So I feel very happy for them. So let's see what can happen in the game. Yeah, we know that a lot of Nigerians are, I would say, they are very disappointed in the Super Eagles, but I will always call on them to just keep on supporting us because that is what we need right now. Their support will make a very impact for us.
Now let's shift our focus to the biggest game coming off tomorrow at the GTech Community Stadium in Brentford, West London. And as you all know, Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, was able to defeat Trinidad and Tobago by 3 goals to 2. First goal was scored by Palmer on the 24th minute. It was a penalty. Second goal was scored by Burrell on the 53rd minute. Leacock on the 54th minute had a consolation goal for Trinidad and Tobago. Later, Molino had equalizer for Trinidad and Tobago, and the final goal was at the time added on, where King on 90+4, that was 5 minutes time added on, converted a nice, beautiful penalty for Jamaica. So now, the 31st of May 2025, at the grand finale stage of the 2025 Unity Cup tournament, will be the Reggae Boys of Jamaica versus either the Black Stars of Ghana or the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And to know the details about the grand finale, let's all just keep our fingers crossed, waiting for what will happen between the football rivalry between the Black Stars of Ghana and the Super Eagles of Nigeria at exactly 6 p.m. Ghana time, 7 p.m. Nigeria time, 8 p.m. South Africa time. So you can do those permutations and combinations to get the exact time as to how to watch the Black Stars of Ghana versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria. One thing about this rivalry is that it's one of Africa's, I just don't want to put it in Africa's, but world's most storied and passionate. Of course, we all have to have a look of that specific game. And whatever will transpire in the game, Sports Filler gets you posted. As it stands now, I can confirm to you on this platform that Mass TV will be broadcasting the match. They'll be broadcasting it on television, same as on YouTube. So wherever you'll be watching from, you can watch Mass TV. And I think Sports Filler will try as much as he can to give you live updates. So just keep it logged on this platform. On this note, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria's toughest 11 to face the Black Stars of Ghana. This is my opinion and my preferences as to what you also think. Just leave yours decently in the comment box. I will just reiterate for others to know how things happen, your predictions and others in my subsequent videos. So to the squad list, as to the players in camp, we have the 26 players. They trained today at the GTech Community Stadium. So for the fair view of the players in camp, let me just repeat for you. We have Ahmed Musa, Moses Simon, Kelechi Henacho, Semi Ajayi, Frank Onyeka, Nathan Teller, Sheo Deses, Felix Agu, Igbo Ogu, Wilfred Ndidi, Bruno Onyemechi, Junior Induka, Sadiq Ismaila, Waliu Ojetoye, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, Papa Mustafa Daniel, Xavier Isaac, Collins, Uwezi, Siriku Alimi, Abubakar Ademum, Sali Nwabale, Maduka Okoye, Amas Obasaji, Christian Tus, Uche, Samuel Chuku Eze, and Tolu Arokodai, another beautiful, wonderful striker, sharp one indeed, up front for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And I'm just going to build first 11 with solid back line, midfield control, same as forward line, capable of pressing and also scoring for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This time around, I was just anticipating that for the very third time for Eric Sekuchel in the helm of affairs for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and being the dugouts. His first game was against Rwanda. His second game was against Zimbabwe. And his third game is going to be a rivalry game. That is a rivalry between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana. He should go in with a familiar formation for Nigeria. That is a diamond formation. Diamond formation is a tactical setup that is typically describing the midfield formation. So you normally go in with 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. That is where you have a defensive midfielder, 2 central midfielders, and 1 attacking midfielder. So it will be in the form of diamond form. 1 central midfielder, another central midfielder, 1 defensive midfielder, and the attacking midfielder. So you can just join the edges of the various points being drawn. So that is it for the diamond formation. And it will depend on the tactical nuance of head coach Eric Sekuchel. And I've drawn conclusion on these players. The first player to talk about, or the first player to be in the post for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, is Stanley Nwabali. Eric Sekuchel invited three goalkeepers. We have Stanley Nwabali, Maduka Okoye, and Amos Obasoji. Starting from Amos Obasoji, Amos is less experienced as compared to the other two goalkeepers. And looking at Maduka Okoye, he's very good when it comes to ball distribution, but he is error prone. So that is it from our side. And looking at the main man, Stanley Nwabali is having the confidence when it comes to one-on-one situations. He's very composed in the post for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He's very agile. His alertness is top notch. And also he's very disciplined in the post for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Aside of everything, he is a good vocal organizer. He's able to call on the defenders to arrange how to position themselves on the field of play. He is very good when it comes to organizing the defenders. So he's a good vocal organizer. These are my exact descriptions as to who to be in the post for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now let's come to the defense. Let me start from the right back position. I will go in for Sadiq Ismaila of Rainbow Stars. I know Eric Sekuchel has spoken a lot about the debutants in the Super Eagles of Nigeria's team. And for him, he's ready to find the right blend of experience and emerging talents in order to know how he will build a team for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. And looking at the right back position, we have other players like Junior Induka, we have Waliu Ojetoye, and other players to compete with Sadiq Ismaila. And looking at the squad list, as I've already spoken about, I think Sadiq Ismaila is very energetic, same as he's very strong when it comes to the duels. Aside that, he's very fearless going forward as a right back or as a fullback. At times, you have to splint in and splint out. You shouldn't be nonchalant. Not like that. You have to go in and come forward. But you should know that your paramount objective on the field of play is to defend. And I am tipping Sadiq Ismaila over the other players that I've already mentioned. He's very excellent when it comes to crosses as well. The left back to talk about in my first 11 is Felix Agu, who plays his club football for Werder Bremen. He's going to have his debut game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and this time I think he should start against the Black Stars of Ghana, because looking at the time of his performances with Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, looking at his speed, that is the meters covered with respect to the seconds, he's a top notch, and even had the best of it in the last Bundesliga matches. He covered around 36.36 kilometers per hour, and it was the best during the last day matches, but he was ranked 8th among all the players for that season. That is the 2024-2025 Bundesliga season. And I think he will be a top notch in the defense in terms of the leg back position for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He offers attacking options. He's a type. I've spoken numerously about this guy, and I don't know the exact words to discuss about him. He's very tenacious, as in he's very relentless as to whether you have to pass him with the ball or you just have to go with the ball and leave him behind. He's not going to do that. So Felix Agu, I think going in as a left back against the Black Stars of Ghana is one thing that I'm looking at. I am tipping him over Bruno Onyemaechi. That is it. So we have to give him some time to know how best he could fight for that position. It's going to be a battle. He has spoken about it. Bruno Onyemaechi is quite good, but when it comes to certain things, let's try Felix Agu and see what he can prefer for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The center backs, I'm going in for two center backs. That is, the first one is Semi Ajayi, who plays his club football for West Brom. He will be competing with the likes of Ifeanyi Onyebuchi. But looking at him, he's physically dominant. Looking at his height, his composure on the field of play, he's dominant over the likes of Ifeanyi Onyebuchi. And his experience when it comes to taking free kicks, going in as a center back, a pillar at the back lines for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So I think Semi Ajayi should be at the fourth position as a number 4 or as the first center back. The second center back who deserves to start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as in a debutant is Igor Ogbu, who plays his club football for Slavia Prague. This guy is really doing well for Slavia Prague. He is dominating wherever you go in his team. He has been the headline. And so far, after he has been able to hedge his name or has been able to make the waves for his club side, Slavia Prague, this is the right time for Igor Obu to start against the Black Stars of Ghana. This is the time for assessments, and I've spoken about this game. Initially, the tournament wasn't approved by FIFA, and it wouldn't have been used for ranking purposes. But for now, it has been approved by FIFA, and they are going to use it for ranking purpose. That is the next Coca-Cola FIFA World Ranking. Therefore, whatever impact of the matches, they are going to use it. So in as much as you'll be trying your players or assessing them, you should also get in mind that you have to go in for the best. So that is it. And I will be taping Igor Obu over other players, the likes of Waliu Ojetoye, who is a local player, because Igor Obu is very quick, composed, and other attributes as a center back. Now to the defensive midfield. I was just talking about the diamond formation, but looking at Eric Sekuchel, he must go in for the 4-3-2-1 formation. So with the midfield, I'm starting with Wilfred Ndidi, who plays his club football for Leicester City. And when it comes to winning the ball, he's very exceptional in winning the ball, competing with the likes of Christiantus Uche in the defensive midfield. I think Wilfred Ndidi best befits the game as in starting the game. Christiantus Uche can also play as a winger or even as a center forward for Getafe. But in as much as he might come in to display for the Super Eagles against the Black Stars, he should start it from the bench. So that is it from the number 6 position. Now, let me go to the central midfield. I will start Frank Onyeka, who plays his club football for Brentford. He was on loan. He has returned. Currently he plays for Brentford. Compare him to the likes of Collins Ueze, who's a local player. I think he's physically strong, and looking at how he presses the ball, he befits the central midfield position for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Black Stars of Ghana. Let me just move on quick, brief, and fast. The next player to talk about is the right wing position. I will start Samuel Chukwueze of AC Milan ahead of Nathan Teller. Nathan Teller somehow is on form, but Samuel Chukwueze is very quick, and also looking at how tricky and good he is at the wings. I think when he starts ahead of Nathan Teller, he's going to quite dominate for the Super Eagles against the Black Stars in the right wings position. And in the left wings position, I'll go in for Moses Simon, who plays his club football for Nantes. He has been dominating in the French League M, having numerous assists, winning a lot for his club side. And comparing him to Ahmed Musa, I know Capitano, looking at his leadership skills, it's not anything that's leadership skills counts on the field of play, but it's quite looking at his experiences so far during the last AFCON and also being surrounded with the Super Eagles of Nigeria's team. I think he's starting from the bench or even supporting the team with the experiences that he has gotten so far will try be better. So I'm tipping Moses Simon to start ahead of Ahmed Musa because he's very good when it comes to good crosses and others, quite better than Ahmed Musa. And the man to lead the attack. But before I go to the man to lead the attack, let me talk about the attacking midfield position. And that one goes to Kelechi Iheanacho. He's not far away from not starting for the Super Eagles. We have other players. I have the likes of Xavier Isaac, I have the likes of Papa Mustafa Daniel and others. But to me, this is the time that Coach Eric Sekuchel is giving Kelechi another opportunity to prove himself that indeed, when he's being called to play for the Super Eagles, he can dominate. So he's starting him against the Black Stars of Ghana. So I think that will be a perfect option for Eric Sekuchel against the Black Stars of Ghana. And that is it at the attacking midfield position. Now to the man to lead the attack. The man to lead the attack, from my preference, is Cyril Dessers, who plays his club football for Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. I've spoken about him numerously on this platform, and I think I stand to be corrected. He won the Scottish Premier League goal king. He dominated the headlines there. And there's the time he has to also showcase himself. The last friendly game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana, he scored the first goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria on the 38th minute. It was a sports kick and he converted it beautifully. So this is the time he also has to start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria because he is very strong when it comes to hold up plays. So looking at this and how prolific he has been so far for his club side, Rangers, I think Cyril Dessers should start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. To my preference, I would have gone in for the 4-4-2 formation. That is a diamond formation. But looking at Coach Eric Sekwichel's formation, he might go in for the 4-3-2-1 formation. So let me just end the presentation with a reiteration of the first 11 of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. These are my players. Plausible one, possible or predicted one. So you should get to know. Standing Noah Bale being in the post. Right back Sadiq Ismaila. Left back Felix Agu. Center pair Semi Ajayi and Igo Obu. To the midfield, I have Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, and Kelechi Iheanacho. In the wings, I have Samuel Chukwu Eze and Moses Simon. And in the attack, I have Cyril Dessers. I've spoken a lot about the first 11 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Black Stars of Ghana. And that is it. So you can also leave your decent comments as in your predicted first 11, same as your prediction for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Black Stars of Ghana, as Ghana and Nigeria fans are on tenterhooks waiting for the big clash to happen. The Black Stars of Ghana versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. In my subsequent videos, with all due respect, I'll give you special shout out. Go Super Eagles, go Nigeria, go Black Stars, go Ghana. Let's see what happens. Bye-bye.